In problem 13, we want to name the longest side in the triangle. So that means we need to find the largest angle. So we know that we are limited to 180 degrees. We already have 60 degrees. We have an x minus 4, and we have an x. So if I go ahead and I combine all of these, I get 2x plus 56 equals 180. And then we can subtract 56 and we get 2x equals 124. Then we can divide by 2. So we get x equals 62. So we can go ahead and we can plug these in. Where x is 62. X minus 4 is going to be 62 minus 4, so that's 58. So the biggest angle is 62. And opposite 62 is side HI. So therefore, HI is our longest side. In 14, we want to name the largest angle in the triangle. And the largest angle is going to be opposite the longest side. So we have all of our side measurements. We have 14, 15, and 16. So 16 is the biggest number, which means opposite 16, angle 3, is our largest angle. All right, now we want to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a 13-gon. This is the section where it's the one formula that you don't have on your formula sheet, but it's pretty simple. All right, we have n minus 2 times 180. So if we plug in 13 for n, which is our number of sides, we get 13 minus 2 times 180. Well, 13 minus 2 is just 11. So we get 11 times 180. And when you do that, you get 1,980 degrees. Now we know that that's the end because it's asking for the sum. So if it's asking for the sum, you do not have to divide by the number of sides. For 16, you want to find the number of sides in a regular polygon if the measure of each interior angle is 150. Now, using the interior angle could be kind of complicated. So we know that the exterior angle and the interior angle form a straight line. So the first thing I would do is I'd take 180 minus 150, and that equals 30. There's our exterior angle measure. So our exterior angle is 30. Now, all exterior angles, no matter how many sides a shape has, adds up to 360. So we're going to take 360 and we're going to divide it by 30. So our polygon has 12 sides. For 17, what is the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of a convex 19-gon? Well, exterior angles sum is the same no matter what. So since we're looking for the sum of the exterior angles, all we have to do is write 360. For the next section, we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. In this one, it says L and M are parallel. And we want to find all of these angle measures based on what we're given. Okay, so for 18, it says the measure of angle 7 is 100, and we want to find 3. So here's 7, and here's 3, and there's our letter Z, which means they are alternate interior, which means they are congruent. So angle 3 is also going to be 100. In 19, 7 is 95, and we want to find 6. Well, again, there's 7, there's 6, they're same side interior, which means they are supplementary. So 180 minus 95 equals 85. So angle 6 is 85 degrees. I'll erase those again. Now, angle 4 is 20. We want to find the measure of angle 7. So here's 4. Here's 7. They don't have an angle pair relationship with one another. What we can do is we can go ahead and we can take a look at angle 5. So if 4 is 20, 5 is 160, which means 7 is also 160, because 5 and 7 are corresponding angles. And those, if I draw 5 and 7, they form that letter F. Right? That's how we know we have corresponding angles there. Now we have the measure of angle 4 and the measure of angle 1. Right? So here's 4, here's 1. They're on the same side, but they're same side exterior. We didn't really go through that, right? But again, we can do the same kind of thing. We can go from 4 to, let's say, 3, right? And if 4 is 30, 3 is 150, and they are corresponding. There's our upside down F, which means that 1 is also 150. And then the next one, we have the measure of angle 4, and we want to find the measure of angle 2. Well, here's 2, here's 4, there's our letter F, so if 4 is 40, then 2, whoops, I went to go right 2. If 4 is 40, then 2 is 40. The measure of angle 7 in our next problem is 125. And we want to find the measure of angle 4. So here's 7 again. Here's 4. So 7's 125. I say, let's figure out 2 here. All right. So 180 minus 125 is going to leave angle 2 being 55. And 4 and 2 are corresponding to one another, which means they're congruent. So 4 is also 55. For the next section, we have our figure here, which then tells us that S is parallel to T, and we want to find the measure of each angle. So if we take a look, let's start at the top section here. We have 115 degrees, and here's angle 1, and there's that magic letter Z, so therefore 1 is 115. Now, 1 and 2, right here, form vertical angles, which means they are also congruent to one another, so 2 is also 115. Now the measure of angle 3 is same side interior with the 32. So we have to take 180 and subtract 32. And we get 148. And again, 3 and 4 are vertical angles to one another, which means 4 is also 148.